Hi, I'm Dr. Nicole Vane, the owner of Moonlight Beach Dental, Integrative and Biologic Dentistry. And this video is on a rather frustrating topic, why we are dropping a lot of PPO dental insurances. We're not dropping them per se, we're going out of network. What does that even mean? With all of the political talk right now about healthcare, Obamacare, whatnot, be aware that healthcare and dental healthcare benefits are changing. I've been practicing for over 15 years, and the amounts that were paid for procedure are the same or less than they were 15 years ago, which is pretty staggering. Now, as a biologic dentist, and I'd like to admit a very high-tech dentist, I use nothing but the best materials. I have a very, very expensive 3D CAD/CAM machine. We have lasers. We have the lowest radiation, brand new digital radiography units. We have aromatherapy. We have a lot of things that we offer in this office that we're not paid for. The burden as a business owner is that I'm actually losing money treating a lot of patients in network. Believe it or not, some exams, for me to spend an hour with a patient, I'm reimbursed $17. Now, some patients are like, yeah, she gets $17, but then the insurance kicks in another $300. No, I literally get $17. So not only is my time free, I'm actually losing money on the assistant sitting next to me who's charting. That's rather frightening. Also with the dental materials, we're paid so little that because I use such high-end materials, I actually break even with what the insurance reimburses me just on my material costs, which means, again, I'm working for free. I don't like to rush my procedures. I love to spend time with my patients. I love to do a really thorough new patient intake exam. And instead of shortening it to 5 minutes, which is what insurance would require, and having 6 patients in the waiting room, all waiting an hour each, I can't afford to do it for $17 an hour. Now, what does this mean? I'm not going to change the way I practice. What's going to make this practice right for you is someone who really values having the best of everything at a reasonable, affordable price. We haven't raised our fees at all. We're actually very low for our area. We're in the 70th percentile for our area. So I want to make dentistry affordable, and what it means being out of network means that we will still bill your insurance, we will get an insurance breakdown, we're well versed in all of your insurance needs and requirements, and we'll submit the claims for you. However, they're going to reimburse us at our fee versus the fee they've set. For example, a crown typically is about $1,100, $1,200. Insurance will only pay us $598 in network. And then if you get half of that paid for by insurance, your copayment would be about $300. So now you would have a slightly larger copayment. The insurance would still pay for half of the crown. It would just be at our set fee versus the fee of $600. So now you're saying, oh gosh, well now I can't even go to the dentist. I can't go to the dentist because she's going to charge me so much money. That is the most common misconception people have when they hear out of network. Now, other than HMO, which is where you're required to see a dentist that has to be on their network paperwork who is in network with HMO, with PPO insurances, you can go wherever you want and you can pay just a little more out of pocket. Sometimes it's as little as 10% more. It's not double, it's not triple, it's not quadruple. It literally is as little as 10% more. The other thing to consider is that I'm a really conservative dentist who I really pride myself on being a patient advocate. So part of that is, in order to compensate for low fees, I'm not going to upsell you on anything. I'm not going to tell you about stuff that you need or don't need. I'm just going to tell you about what's important for your health, and then we'll have a conversation about what might be needed in the future. So instead of having a big dental bill dump, which is what most people anticipate when they go to the dentist, what they don't realize is that a lot of these in-network, low-network PPO insurance practices are driven with a practice model where they have to upsell you on stuff. So there's so many hidden charges on things. It's kind of like, you buy your airline ticket and now they're going to charge you for a snack and for your bag and based on your bag weight. And they're trying to essentially just recoup some of their costs to try and keep a competitive fare. With dentistry, it's the same thing. There's a lot of unnecessary charges at every single procedure that dentists tack on just so they can try and build up the fee to something close to what they need to stay in business. So essentially, in order to give people the best care, we are still in network with several insurances, but we will be out of network with those we accepted previously that just have too low of a fee. The other complicated thing is that my referral specialists, I work very closely with a specific team of highly trained oral surgeons, root canal specialists if you need one, periodontal specialists that are very aligned with my way of thinking. And they're also very conservative and they have an excellent chairside manner. None of them anymore are taking some of these insurances because for them the reimbursement is also so low. So then patients are just left going to the telephone book in the old-fashioned way, or essentially Googling who's going to take their insurance, calling their insurance network, and then randomly throwing a dart at the dartboard to figure out who's going to take their insurance from them. So essentially, whatever someone needs, I'm happy to talk to them about. We have a really, really great financial coordinator, treatment planner who can explain all of your options and give you a very clear estimate of what your dental insurance is going to pay for and what your out-of-pocket will be. It'll also show you what the hidden downgrade fees are, meaning that instead of a white filling, insurances will still only pay sometimes for a mercury filling, or instead of a white crown, they'll only pay for a base metal or low base metal crown. They're going to go over all of those nuances about your insurance, so you really know what your out-of-pocket would be. And again, my only priority is the patient and patient care. It's not the business of dental insurance.